Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Sally Pinto and I'm from the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We launched back in January of 2020 and we're here to serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We have lots of fun programs and activities, and we also have a lot of resources for you as well. Our programs include meditation chair yoga, body mind fitness, bingo, and any other programs that you might be interested, like arts and gardening. We have our resource specialist, Alexa Smith, who can help you with finding services and activities out there for you, as well as our nurse, Barbara Simone, who can help answer your health-related questions. We're here for you, we're here for our community, and we look forward to seeing you in our programs. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alexa Smith, the resource specialist with the Yonkers Newark. I'm here to help with application assistance, referrals for home delivered meals, and transportation services will be coming soon. We also offer Zoom activities and Zoom programs. And if you have any other questions or concerns, I'm here to help. Thank you so much and enjoy the program.
Welcome. I'm Barbara Simone, registered nurse. I recently retired from Westchester County's Health Department as a public health nurse. I am now here to try to assist you with any medical or preventive care issues. Enjoy this program, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
All, what a wonderful team we have here working for us, setting us up, getting us ready to go. This is my third time being on with you guys, and I'll say that it's a great joy on a Wednesday morning to pop on and see all these people, beautiful faces, feel some joy, feel some energy, feel some positivity, and then to get ready to get moving with you all. What a gift. Maybe after last night, people were still feeling a little stressed out, a little worked up, tough night out there for everybody, who knows. But now we're going to look inward, take care of our bodies, take care of our hearts, take care of our minds. You know my vibe, hopefully at this point. This is my third time being on with I know a number of you. If you're new, I'll explain as we go through. But you know the process now, basically. We'll start off with some good stretching just to get warmed up and get the heart rate up. Then we'll work into our Tabata method, that method where we do 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. I'll be giving you those intervals. You just work on trying to work when I say start working, and then rest well as well when I say time to rest. If you do need to take a break, if anything's feeling not too great, feeling a little overworked, take your time. Gentleness, understanding, and being good to our bodies is what we're trying to do here. And hopefully you start to pick up some of your own methods. You start to learn what your body needs. I'm often talking through as I go through about, oh, my neck is feeling a little tight this morning, so I'm going to work on this. Hopefully you're developing some tips and tricks for yourself about how to get warmed up in the morning, how to focus on that mindfulness, the breathing, and how to get our bodies feeling good when we get out of bed in the morning. So then we'll do that Tabata method, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And then at the end, we'll do a little mindfulness experience. And I got something a little different for you today. I don't think Carl does something like this. I'm going to try to incorporate a little different of a mindfulness technique into our morning. And the other big thing I think to focus on today as we move forward and get to know each other better is your breathing. We're ending with mindfulness and meditation. It's a good thing to be mindful of your breathing all throughout the workout. If you, as you're going through your exercises, are also able to focus on keeping a nice, steady, calm in-breath and out-breath, in through the nose, hopefully, and out through the mouth, that'll ramp up your workout as well. That'll help your body feel better. That's going to train you in that mindfulness that we're working on at the end as well. So focus on your breathing, take breaks and relax when you need them, adapt movements as you need them. There's no one way to do any of these movements I'm doing. Do what's comfortable in your range of motion that's capable for your body. And as we said, just as an option, no pressure to do this. If you're looking to ramp up your workout a little bit this morning, tiny little bottles of water, great for little hand weights. You got a couple bags of rice. As we were saying, that's great for finger dexterity. As you hold those and squeeze those, it's working out all your fingers, your wrists, stuff like that. So those are our tips and tricks for today. You know me. We're going to jump in now to getting warmed up with our stretching and our mobility. So first thing we want to do is just get the heart rate going. So what we're going to do is something like that Tabata, like that march we often do. We're often warming up with a march. We're going to reach up now this time instead, just to get that blood flowing. So opposite hand, opposite leg, up in the air, up in the air. We're just getting nice and warm. This is not part of that hard Tabata work yet. So start following along with me. Opposite hand, opposite leg, reaching that knee up in the air, reaching your hand up in the air, reaching your knee up in the air, and reaching your hand up in the air at the same time. This is just getting us warmed up. Go at your own pace. No rush on this. Whatever feels comfortable. Slow it down if you need to. Hold. Work into a good range of motion. We're just trying to get the blood pressure going, get the heart rate up, get our lungs working. Good positive upright form. Always thinking about good posture, sitting upright and alert, chest up, back out. Keep going for a few more seconds just to get warm. Good. Now take a breath, pause there. Now we'll do some basic stretching. Often I work you guys from sort of the top down. That's a lot for me, to be honest. I'm working on my shoulders and my neck. That's where, as I've said before, I carry some of my tightness, some of my uncomfortability and soreness. But let's switch it up this week. We've done that 2 times. Let's start from the bottom and work up. So nice gentle movements, just getting warmed up, stretching and mobility. Might be a little tough to see me, but we're just going to do ankle and heel raises. So we'll pop up onto our ankles, as you see, and then come back down, and then we'll raise our toes. And so we're on our heels. So just working nice and slowly, drive up onto your toes, drive up onto your heels. Lift your heels up in the air, lift your toes up in the air. Just getting our ankles moving right now. Heels up in the air, toes up in the air. Heels up in the air, toes up in the air. Nice and slow, just get into a good range of motion, working out our ankles, working from the bottom of the body up towards the top. A few more reps on that, guys. Just getting warm, getting loose, getting our body ready for the day. A few more reps on that, guys. No need to be moving quick. Slow, gentle movements to start. Okay, take a pause on that. Facing back towards you. Now we're going to just do some hamstring stretch. So we're going to put one leg out. Let's start with our right leg. Heel out, extend the leg, heel on the floor, toe pointing up towards the ceiling. We're not going to lift our leg up in the air. We're going to do a gentle bend over at the waist. I'll show you from the side in a moment. And we're going to stretch our hamstring. So you should feel a good stretch even through that calf muscle and up through the hamstring. So just to show you from the side, you stay there stretching that right leg. Just to show you from the side, kick my leg out, nice straight leg, toe trying to point up towards the ceiling, bending over with a nice stretch. Comfortable stretch, wherever you could get to. Not ever trying in our workouts really to push back that comfortable spot. We want to get to where it feels good and our body's feeling good. These workouts should feel fun, relaxing, energizing. Why don't we bring that leg back in and we'll switch legs. So now you're doing your left leg, kick out, heel on the floor, toe pointing up, nice straight leg, gentle bend over at the hips and at the waist. So we start feeling a nice calf stretch and a nice hamstring stretch as well. Remembering, like we said always, guys, last week, big smile on our face, taking our deep, gentle, mindful breaths. Holding that for one more second, and then returning to a good posture. In between each of our exercises, always trying to return to a good posture, feet flat on the floor, upright and alert, slow, steady breathing. Now we're going to do a knee raise. So oftentimes we sort of try to kick out with our leg or something like that. This time I want you to sit towards the front of your chair. Just to show you from the side, sit towards the front of your chair. And you're gonna just pick your left leg up, pick your knee off the floor, not kicking out, legs staying perpendicular right here, but we're just picking our knee up off the floor. It's gonna activate some core muscles. You should feel nice tightness through your side, good core bracing, and working that left leg up in the air. And just holding that. Sometimes just holding a muscle in a new position is all we need to do to get it working, get it warmed up, get it nice and happy. Just holding for a few more seconds, guys. Good, put that left leg down. Now moving to the right leg, looking at me straight on, very simple. We're just picking that leg up in the air. But trying to keep all the movement coming from your leg and just sort of this part of your body. It might be easier to sort of try to pick yourself up and turn yourself over. We don't really want to do that. We want to be sitting good posture. Left leg just comes as high, or right leg rather, comes as high as you can get it off the ground. Wherever that is for you. It might be very difficult for you. If so, we want to work on some of these core muscles and hip muscles. But just holding that leg nice and strong. And then we could rest there for a moment. So that started to warm up some of our core, our hips. We're going to keep working on that core. We're going to give ourselves a nice hug. I'm talking often about sort of compassion and gentleness towards yourself. We're going to reach across and hug our body. If you put your right hand towards the top, so we want our right hand going over the top, we're going to give ourselves a gentle hug wherever you can get to. And then we're going to turn to the side, keeping our legs straight, pointing forward, torso upright and alert, and just trying to turn and warm up our midsection. So we're just sort of moving this midsection wherever it could go, focusing the movement on that midsection. Continuing to breathe steadily, deeply, focusing on those nice breaths, big smile, and pushing a little bit more into the movement as you can. Good, and then return to center. Shake it all out. If you're feeling comfortable, starting to feel a little loose, you could just shake it out, get things moving. We're just warming the body up, getting loose, getting happy. Now we're gonna go towards the other side. So let's put that left hand up top now on our hug. Nice hug to ourselves, left hand up top. And now we're turning to the left. Both looking, or rather I'm looking to the right. Sorry, your left, my right. Sometimes I get confused on directions. I'm looking to the right, left hand up top. Looking to the right, trying to turn from that core, just coming from the core. And then return to the center. Wonderful. We're going to keep moving up. That was a lot of the core. Now we're going to work on the shoulders, chest, upper back area, gentle arm circles. Similar to last week, this might be a good time if you haven't been working in bottles and you want to work those in to add a little more to your workout. This is a great move to do that on, but as always, no pressure. So we want our hands facing down to the floor. You can see my palm. Hands can be facing down to the floor. And we're going to do gentle arm circles moving forward. So forward circles, gentle and small. We want all the movement to be coming from our shoulders. That's what we're working out here. A few more reps on that, guys, whatever you could get, and then take a break. You can shake it out. Move your shoulders around, and now we'll move to opposite direction on those shoulder rolls. This time our palms will be facing up. See my palm there? Palm will try to be facing up if we can. If you could only get it to facing forward, that's okay. We're trying to work on our shoulder rotation. So we're trying to help our shoulder to turn over a little bit more and be in a little better posture. So we're going to try to get those palms facing up. So palms facing up, and then we're going to do backward circles. Steady reps, no need to be moving too fast yet. Good breathing, big smile. I'm sure everyone's looking good. And then take a pause there. Wonderful, guys. So now this time, often we work from the top down on our stretching and our mobility. This time we work from the floor up and worked in a few different movements that are still working similar movement patterns. So if any of these movements feel great to you, these are great movements to do then when you get up in the morning on your off days. Maybe there's a couple days a week you don't have a class or something. These basic movements are great to work out in, to work in on those off days to get you moving in the morning. They're basically what I often do in the morning. So to finish up our warm up, we're going to try to get that blood flowing just a little bit more before we get into our Tabata method. So we're going to finish with that same overhead march this time. So often we do a march and we just do a sort of normal march like that. Now we're going to reach up to the ceiling again, opposite hand with opposite leg. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, reaching up at your own pace, reaching up at your own pace, wherever you could get to, whatever feels most comfortable. If that's even a little difficult for you still at this point, and you want to go back just to simple marching, that's fine for me as well. But for those of you who can and are looking to do something a little different this morning, let's stay with this march right now. Good, and then we'll pause there, take a nice deep breath, focus on slowing that breath down, coming back to a centered place, relaxing, ready for a workout. Always, as I love to remind you, drink a lot of water. It's going to help our workouts, help our bodies feel great. Everyone's doing great work, guys. That's our stretching and mobility portion. You rest as I'm talking at you. Next up, we're going to move into our Tabata. And we're going to aim, like we did last week, for 2 rounds of seated and then 2 rounds of standing. If, when we get to the standing, you're not feeling like you're ready to be standing yet, keep doing the workouts in your seat. If there's a particular form that you of the movement I'm doing that you prefer better, that's fine with me. Range of motion, I'm going to give you a suggested place to get to. If you can't get all the way there, if there's something else that works a little better for your posture, that's fine with me as well. So we'll do similar to last week because I want to sort of master these moves, then we'll work in more moves as we go along. For our seated Tabata, again, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We're going to start off with a march again. I'm going to encourage you to do that reach above march this time if you can. But if all you can get to is right there on our normal march, that's fine with me. We're going to do a seated row, slight bend at the waist if we can. Good exercise for some water bottles. And we're going to row back and try to get a good, strong contraction on our back muscles. Then we're going to do lean back and we're going to do single kicks. So we'll kick our leg out, good squeeze and good hold. Then we do seated jumping jacks, trying to reach up overhead and get a nice gentle little clap up overhead. And then we will do flutter kicks, leaning back. And that's a little bit more getting our heart rate up. We'll do flutter kicks. Those are our 5 movements, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. I'll talk you through that. And we'll get a nice break in between our first 2 sets of seated Tabata method. Everyone's looking great. We're ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's jump into it. We got that march. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reaching up overhead. Opposite hand with the opposite leg. We're trying for this reach overhead march. If all you could do is your normal march, that's fine with me. But for those of us who are feeling strong this morning, ready to get going, this is just going to add a little bit more difficulty. Farther range of motion means we're getting our heart going a little bit more and doing some good mobility. We got work for 3 more seconds. 2, 1. Pause there. Now you get your 20 seconds of rest, and I get to explain the next movement. We're going to move into seated rows next for 40 seconds of work. Good exercise with some water bottles if you got them. If we can, I'll show you from the side. A gentle bend over at the waist, and we're going to do rows from here. If you can't do that, if you can't bend over at the waist and you want to sit up, that's a good row as well. So if we can get to here, that's where I want you to be. If here's where all you can get to, that's great for me as well. We'll start with 40 seconds of work in 3, 2, 1. Gentle bend over, good contraction at the back. Not racing through our reps. Good, slow, steady movement. Good squeeze at the top portion of the rep. You guys keep working. I'm just going to turn to the front so you can see me working from the front. Gentle bend over, and we're doing rows. We're working for 3, 2, 1. Good. Pause there, guys. Great work. We're going to do single leg kicks with a good hold on the rep. You can see the sun creeping in, so I'm going to move over here just for a moment. I think I'm a little better. Single leg kicks with a good hold on the rep. So we're just going to kick out, toe up towards the ceiling, and a good squeeze. Not rushing through these, just a good squeeze. As high as you could get it. We'll start in 3, 2, 1 with 40 seconds of rep, 40 seconds of work. Kicking up, toe pointing to the ceiling. Good squeeze, not rushing through this. Good posture as we're going, guys. That's key to a lot of these movements. A lot of them are single leg, right? So we're doing one leg at a time. The key to always be mindful of as we're working on these is good posture and good breathing. Breathing in through your nose, out through the mouth, and we'll work for 3, 2, 1. Good 20-second pause here, guys. Next, we're going to do seated jumping jacks. Good exercise for some water bottles or bag of rice if you'd like. No pressure as always. If not, we're just going to reach out, good posture, sitting upright and alert, reach out to the side, and we'll come up overhead. You see the light? That actually looks pretty cool. I try to clap my hands together. If you could just get them facing forward, that's fine as well. So good steady pace on some jumping jacks, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1. I see a couple of good movements on the side there. Tough to see everybody's camera, but I know we got a couple of good movements going. Great to see everybody working hard. Big smiles, good posture, nice breathing. We're doing great this morning, everybody. And we'll work for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We got one more movement. We're going to do 40 seconds of flutter kicks. So we're going to lean back sort of on our chair. I like to grab the side, lean back a little bit, and we're just going to kick our legs out. Okay? So we're going to work on that. Good tightness in the core. As always, good breathing. 40 seconds of those flutter kicks. We'll get going in 3, 2, 1. Again, we're focusing on good core posture. My core is very, trying to be very engaged right now, very tight, as my legs are doing the movement work. The core is keeping everything solid. So we're focusing on the core just as much as we are on our legs in these movements. We got 5 more seconds of work. 3, 2, 1. Whew, man, that always gets me sweating. Good time for our first break from our first round of the Tabata method. Great work, everybody. Grab yourself some water. Wipe off any sweat if you got it. I know I'm starting to feel really worked up, trying to stay as best out of the sun as I can. Hope everyone still is hearing me well and that we're all having a great workout. Give you a few more seconds of rest. As you could hopefully hear, I'm needing to catch my breath as well. We're going to do another round of those same movements. Getting warmer, putting a little bit more into those movements if you feel comfortable. If it's feeling good, then really start to give yourself to some of these sets. But if you're still feeling like you're warming up, getting loose, take your time, gentle, comfortable movements. So we got some marches, we've got our rows, we've got our kicks, we've got our jumping jacks, and then we've got our flutter kicks to finish. One more set of those, 40 seconds work, 20 seconds of rest. I know everybody's doing well out there. So let's start with our marches. Again, reaching overhead this time, if you can, if that's comfortable. So we'll get going in 3, 2, 1. Reaching overhead, opposite hand with the opposite leg. Working for 3, 2, 1. Take a pause there. About 20 seconds of rest. And we're doing our seated rows next. Pick up my water bottles. I'm going to take full advantage of the rest. I don't know, maybe I'm just working a little harder this morning, but I know my breath's going. I'm cracking a sweat. So we're going to move into seated rows in 3, 2, 1. Good bend over at the hip, gently if you can. A little bend over and doing some good rows. Good pinch at the back, at the top of the rep. Nice and steady, nice and slow. If you only can get to here, if bending over doesn't feel good to you, that's a great row as well. Happy to see that. But if we can be here, this is a good place to be. We'll work for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Excellent. 20 seconds of rest. Now we're going to do our single leg kick and hold. Kick and hold. Ooh, I see that sun creeping in. Maybe back is the move now. And so we'll get, what do we got? We got our single leg kicks. Yeah, single leg kick and hold. And we'll get going in 3, 2, 1. Kicking leg out, toe pointing up to the ceiling. One leg at a time. Good squeeze in our quad muscle, our big thigh muscle, the top of our leg. Good squeeze there at the top of each rep. Working for 5 more, guys. We'll take a pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent work, everybody. Focusing on that smile, our breathing, steady, focused breathing, and good posture throughout our movements. Next up is going to be seated jumping jacks. Okay, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Everybody's looking great out there. Drinking water if you need it. Gentleness and compassion towards ourselves. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1. Jumping jacks going overhead. Try to feel each part of the movement. Feel as your arms work through that range of motion. What parts of that range of motion feel good? What parts might have a few clicks or a few little bumps as you're sort of moving through them? Just pay attention to that. Move through them slowly and gently, helping your body to feel good and making that range of motion whatever feels comfortable for you. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Good work, guys. 20 seconds more of rest, and then our second round of flutter kicks. Everyone's doing great. Everyone's looking great from how I could tell. I know I'm breathing heavy, so we're off to a great start this morning. We still got a good 25 minutes of work left together. Stick with me. We'll keep working, and then we'll finish with that nice meditation experience. So last move of our seated Tabata method is the flutter kicks. So leaning back in our chair, bracing our core as best we can. And we'll start with flutter kicks in 3, 2, 1. Feet staying off the floor if we can. If that's not possible, that's okay. Pushing a little further on this set, guys. Working hard through the end. We got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Returning to a good posture. Sitting upright and alert. Trying to slow your breathing down. Good time for a drink of water, everybody. So next we're going to move to standing, if you're comfortable. If the chair is feeling like it's your spot this morning, stay there. That's fine with me, and that's good for you. But if you are ready to stand up, we'll stand up, and I'm going to move back, and hopefully I'm in a good spot with the light. Let me bring this computer just a little bit forward. Okay, that looks like it'll be good. I can give you some side shots, and we'll jump into this. So similar to last week, use the chair as you need it. If you want that chair in front of you the whole time, that's what makes you feel comfortable, that's fine. If you are comfortable being to the side of the chair and just reaching out to grab if you need it, that's great as well. It could be a little far in front of you, and it's just there if you feel like you need it for your balance. Wherever you like that chair to be, that's fine with me, and use it in the movements as you feel comfortable. So we're going to start off with some squats. So again, we're using the chair, just trying to get down to a good, nice range of motion on the squats, whatever's comfortable for us. Then we're going to do standing jumping jacks. So same thing, I'm just going to kneel so you can see overhead. Same thing as we do when we're seated, clapping overhead. Okay. And if we want to add a little bounce to that as well, I'll show you how we could do that as we move. Then we're going to do standing marches. Same thing, we're going to incorporate that same new march that we've been doing today. So reaching up overhead, opposite hand, opposite leg, as best you can. If you want to keep it just here as we're standing, again, that's all right. You guys know the adaptations now. Do what's most comfortable for you. We do those marches, and we do our overhead alternating press. I'll show you a little bit more of those when we get closer. And then we're going to continue working on our balance. So we're just going to lift our leg up off the floor and try to stand on one leg for extended set of time. So 2 sets on that for our Tabata, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. And we're starting off with squats as you feel comfortable. Okay, so however you want to use the chair, we're going to start off with our squats for 40 seconds of work in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting some squats going. So right now I'm using just my right hand to give me a little extra balance. Could be my left hand if I needed it. I can pull that away when I'm feeling strong. Five more seconds of work here, guys. 3, 2, 1. We're going to pause there. Next up, we got standing jumping jacks. So we're going to reach up overhead, nice clap overhead. And as we're going, let me try to adjust this again. Sorry, I see you get a little better range of motion here. Okay, yeah, that's where we want to be. So now you can see me. Okay, reaching up overhead. We're getting a nice clap. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, beginning in 3, 2, 1. So if you want to add a little bounce with it, That's a good way to get the heart rate moving a little bit more, get the legs involved. Good. 20 seconds of rest here, guys. And then we're going to do overhead press. Your time for bottles of water. We're just going to reach alternating arms. Overhead pressing, starting in 3, 2, 1. We're going to move into our balance work here. We're going to move into our balance work. So if you need the chair, have that help you out. But the idea here, guys, is to stand on one leg, try to lift one leg up off the floor as high as you can get it, and standing upright and alert. So why don't you pick that right leg up off the floor? If that's all you could get it to, that's fine. Wherever you could get it, just trying to pick your right leg up off the floor, and we'll stay standing, starting in 3, 2, 1. Again, just so you can see from the side, nothing special going on here. Just standing upright, trying to lift my leg up off the floor, getting it to 90-90 if you can. If you can't, if it's only down here, that's fine. Just getting used to working our single leg stability and also picking this guy up off the floor. We'll hold that for a few more seconds and then we'll switch legs. So putting that right leg down, lifting that left leg up in the air. Just working on good balance. Again, always have that chair close so you can reach out to it if you need it. Holding this left leg for 3, 2, 1. Great first set of standing tabata, guys. We're going to take a few seconds rest, catch our breath, grab some water, and then we'll be back for a second round with our squats, our jumping jacks, our marches, our overhead press, and our balance work. Everyone's looking great. And I'm going to take my drink of water now too. Okay, excellent work, guys. We're going to jump into now it's our last set of tabata, our second set of standing tabata. 5 more exercises to go, guys, and then we get our nice payoff reward of a good meditation experience. Everyone's working hard this morning. Let's, if we're feeling warmed up and comfortable, let's push ourselves a little on this last set. Keep the movements crisp, good posture, good focus on our breath throughout. Let's have a good 5 minutes of work here. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, 5 minutes of focus. And we'll jump into it, and we'll start with our chair squats. So I'll show you what doing a squat looks like for me using the chair. If you don't want to use the chair, that's fine. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. And as I'm feeling more confident, if I'm using the chair, maybe I take one hand away. And then if those are feeling really good, maybe I take 2 hands away. And now I'm feeling great off the chair, but it's always here if I need it. As I get tired, I can reach back out to that chair. Okay, working for 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Great work, guys. We're going to do standing jumping jacks. I'm going to incorporate my water bottles here. Good clap overhead. We can certainly add a bounce if we want it. The bounce, nothing special. We're not going deep into a squat, but just adding a little rhythm to it, and a little bend at the hips, a little bend at the knees as well. So we'll start with that in 3, 2, 1. Five more seconds of work, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Take a nice pause. Deep, steady breathing. Big smile, everybody. Remembering to smile always. Drinking water throughout. We got a few more exercises here, guys. We're going to move on to standing marches. That new march we've been incorporating today, doing a lot of good work for our shoulders and also making us breathe a little bit more heavy, me especially, as we're working through these movements. So we're going to do our marches beginning in 3, 2, 1. So reaching up in the air. Trying to get nice and high, nice and tall, good posture. Reaching up overhead as best we can. Opposite hands with the opposite leg. We'll keep working on that for 5 more seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. 20 seconds of rest. And we have just one more exercise, guys. Here we have our balance work. Oh, sorry, no, we got our overhead presses. My fault. My counting is a little bit off today. So are my directions. Nope, we have our overhead presses. And then we have our balance work. So we'll get those overhead presses going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can see from the side. Working for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, guys. Now we've got our last exercise of our balance work. Having the chair close to us if we need it. We're going to pick our right. Let's start start with the opposite leg. We'll start off by picking our left leg up off the floor. Again, wherever you can get it. If it's just a few inches off the ground, that's great. That's progress. If you get it up here, that's where we're trying to be. Nice 90 angles in our leg here. We'll get going with our left leg, beginning in 3, 2, 1. Always able to reach out for that chair if I need it, but trying to brace my core, good posture, steady breathing as I'm doing this. Trying to breathe steadily, holding that left leg up in the air. Working for 3, 2, 1. Now I'll switch over. And we'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent work, everybody. Why don't you take a seat? I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera here, and we're going to work into our meditation experience. So everybody could take a seat, get comfortable. I'm going to come a little closer to the camera. Maybe I could talk a little bit more gently as we do our meditation experience. I know I'm sweating, so we're going to take a moment to gather our breath and just relax. Consciously slow your breathing down. Thank yourself for giving your body the gift of a nice workout this morning. And we are going to finish with that meditation experience. And really, it's been starting all along as we've been working. Hopefully, you have been bringing your awareness and your attention back to your breath. Meditation for me is at its heart about having some sort of anchor, having some sort of rock that you can stand on when things feel shaky. Maybe our emotions are getting out of whack. Maybe our memories, our anxiety is just worrying us, and we're thinking about our to-do lists. We're worrying about things that happened in the past. Meditation is an anchor. It's a rock that we could stand on and return to when those days get a little tough. So as we're working out, if you're focusing on that breathing, that's a tip, that's a tool you can use in your life when things are getting a little rough. Return to that breath, clear your mind, and invite your heart to return to a place of calm and peace. But there's lots of ways to do that in meditation. Our breathing meditation is the most basic and the most universal. Most groups and religions and philosophies all have some sort of breathing meditation. But there's also other universal forms. There's chanting. You can look at artwork. All the great religions of the world and traditions of the world have art that people will meditate on and contemplate. You can chant prayer words, chant songs. You can look at candles and meditate on those and have those be your anchor. I thought to introduce you to something a little bit new today. We would try a meditation on a word, a mantra prayer. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be reverse for you, but maybe you guys know Mary Oliver. She's one of my favorite poets, and I'm going to read you one of her poems, and we'll use that as our meditation. So what's going to happen is I'll invite us to do a little deep breathing to relax and quiet ourselves. And then I'll read you the poem that's called In Blackwater Woods. I'm also going to post it in the chat in a moment. But if you just want to listen to my voice as I read that poem, if there's a word or a phrase that grabs your heart, that grabs your mind, that grabs your attention, I want you just to hold on to that word. And then you could gently repeat it to yourself as you're doing your breathing meditation, like a mantra. Just gently repeat that word calmly at a relaxed pace to yourself, and that'll be our meditation for the day. So I'll end up reading this poem 2 times, once at the start and once to close. And when you hear a word or a phrase that grabs your heart, that grabs your mind, just gently chew on that. Repeat it to yourself over and over again. All the great traditions in the world have prayer and meditation practices similar to this. We're trying one with a poem today. Okay, so let me post that in our group chat, and you guys focus on some basic breathing meditation, and then I'll be back with you all in a moment. Okay, so I posted this beautiful Mary Oliver poem in our chat. You can feel free to read along with that or just listen to the sound of my voice. But let's just start by taking a deep breath in through our nose, allowing our stomachs to expand on the in-breath, holding that breath for a moment, and calmly exhaling out of your mouth. Breathing in through your nose, allowing your stomach to expand on the in-breath, holding that breath for a moment, and then breathing out of your mouth. Breathing in peace and calm and relaxation. Breathing out fear, worry, and anxiety. Allowing any distracting thoughts or worries to float away. And if we ever get distracted, gently bringing our awareness and our attention back to our breathing. And now I'm going to read this Mary Oliver poem to you. If you're enjoying your breathing meditation, you're more than welcome to stick with that. But as I read this poem, listen for a word or phrase that grabs your heart, that seems to be speaking to you in some way. And when you hear that word, just hold on to it, and you could gently repeat it to yourself for a few minutes. This is In Blackwater Woods. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds, and every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this. The fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. So I invite you to listen for ways that reached out to you, and you could gently repeat it to yourself as we bring our meditation today to a close. Breathing in deeply through your nose, allowing your stomach to expand on the in-breath, holding that breath for a moment, and calmly exhaling. And then I'd invite you to begin to return to full awareness in this room. You could gently wiggle your fingers and your toes, do a little neck stretching, bring your right ear down to your right shoulder, bring your left ear down to your left shoulder. You can do a gentle circle one way and a gentle circle the other way. And thank you, everybody. It's been such a gift being with you this morning. Thank you for your workout. Thank you for your exercise. Thank you for your gift to yourself, your gift to me. And thank you for trying this new prayer experience, this new meditation experience. Happy to incorporate some other meditation, mindfulness methods that I've used in my own life that are good for me. I look forward to sharing them with you all.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.